Hey there. It feels like life's just going a million miles an hour sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like constantly chasing after that next thing and never really present in the moment. You mentioned that you've been kind of curious about this whole mindfulness meditation thing. And
Mm.
to be honest, who isn't these days?
Yeah.
So we're diving deep into this article, Mindfulness Meditation. Enhance your well-being to see if it has what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's a fantastic topic, and I think a lot of people are searching for that presence and peace in their lives.
Right, exactly. So, first things first, what exactly is mindfulness meditation?
Right.
This article says it's about focusing on the present moment without judgment,
Mm.
which sounds easy enough, right?
Easier said than done.
Definitely easier said than done. It's rooted in these ancient Buddhist practices, but it's like totally blown up in the modern world.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating is it's not just some, mystical esoteric thing. Science is actually proving how powerful this can be.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me. This article mentions this Harvard study that found that mindfulness can actually increase gray matter in certain areas of the brain.
Yeah, think of gray matter as like the super highway of your brain.
Okay.
And mindfulness, it actually helps to expand those highways, making your thoughts and feelings flow more smoothly.
Oh, wow.
And the areas that are impacted,
Mm-hmm.
memory, empathy, stress management,
Right.
that's a serious upgrade for anyone.
Totally. I mean, it's like giving our brains a workout in the best possible way.
Absolutely. And here's the kicker. The article also talks about the amygdala, which is kind of
Mhm.
like the brain's alarm bell for stress and fear.
Okay.
Mindfulness can actually shrink the amygdala.
Wow.
Imagine, being less reactive to everyday stressors and having that inner calm even when things get a little hectic.
Oh, I'm feeling more zen just thinking about it.
Right?
The article even talks about this executive, Sarah, who was totally overwhelmed by her job.
Hmm.
Mindfulness helped her manage the stress so much better, and her work performance actually improved.
Yeah, it's a great example of how these brain changes can really have this ripple effect on our whole lives.
Totally. It's proof that this stuff actually works.
Right.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff, the
Oh,
benefits.
yeah.
This article breaks them down into three main categories:
Okay.
cognitive, emotional, and physical.
It's a very holistic approach to well-being.
Right. It's not just about feeling calmer, it's about improving how we think and feel and even function physically.
Exactly.
So, cognitively, this article says mindfulness can lead to better focus, memory, and learning. Imagine, breezing through that giant to-do list, remembering everything on your grocery list,
Right.
and like actually absorbing information when you're learning something new.
It's like giving your brain a tune-up. And remember those gray matter increases we talked about?
Yeah.
They play a huge role in those cognitive boosts.
Okay, so then there are the emotional benefits. The article talks about mindfulness helping us regulate our emotions,
Mm-hmm.
so feeling more balanced, less reactive to all those ups and downs of life.
Yeah, it's not just about, feeling calmer. Right? It's about improving our relationships as well. Mindfulness can increase empathy and make our relationships stronger.
Right.
So imagine feeling more connected to the people around you and being able to navigate those tricky relationship moments with more grace and understanding.
Yeah, that's a game changer right there. And then we can't forget about the physical benefits. Mindfulness has been linked to lower blood pressure, which is great for heart health, and it even has the potential to help with chronic pain.
It's amazing how something as simple as paying attention to the present moment can have such a profound impact on our physical well-being.
It is. So let's talk about how to actually do this mindfulness thing.
Right.
The article mentions a bunch of different techniques. It's like a buffet of mindfulness practices.
Oh, I love a good buffet.
Me too. So there's focused breathing, the body scan, sitting meditation, walking meditation.
Right.
Honestly, there's something for everyone.
There really is.
Okay, let's break these down a little bit. Focused breathing, that sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is. You just find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your breath.
Mm-hmm.
And if your mind wanders, which it will, you just gently bring it back to the sensation of your breath. It's like training a puppy.
I like that analogy.
It takes patience
Right.
and maybe a few treats along the way.
And then there's the body scan.
Right.
You lie down and bring your attention to each part of your body, starting with your toes and moving all the way up to your head.
Hmm.
You simply notice any sensations, tingling, warmth, tightness, without judging them.
Exactly.
It's a great way to become more aware of your physical body and release any tension you might be holding.
Yeah, it's like a full body check-in.
What about sitting meditation? That's like the one I always picture.
Yeah, the classic meditation posture.
Right.
So you sit with a straight spine, close your eyes, and focus on your breath.
Okay.
And the key here is to simply observe your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. It's about creating a space between you and your thoughts.
And I bet walking meditation is a good one for people who can't sit still for too long.
Absolutely. Walking meditation is all about bringing mindfulness to something you do every day, walking.
Mhm.
You simply slow down, feel your feet connecting with the ground, pay attention to the sensations of your body moving.
Okay.
It's a great way to bring mindfulness into your daily routine.
So you're turning a regular walk into a moving meditation.
Exactly. And there are even more techniques like loving kindness meditation where you focus on sending positive thoughts and feelings to yourself and others.
Okay.
It's all about cultivating compassion and connection.
That's beautiful.
And the article also mentions visualization and guided imagery.
Okay.
This involves using guided recordings to imagine peaceful scenes or experiences,
Mhm.
which can be super helpful for relaxation and focus.
Mm.
Think of it like a mini vacation for your mind.
I like that. So it's like giving yourself a mental escape with the added bonus of mindfulness.
Exactly. But here's the thing, you don't have to wait for a formal meditation session to experience the benefits of mindfulness.
Yeah.
This article suggests incorporating it into your daily life, things like eating or commuting.
I love that idea because honestly, who has time to sit and meditate for hours every day?
Right.
But if you can find those little pockets of time throughout the day to be more present, I feel like it could make a huge difference.
Exactly. Imagine you're eating your lunch, but instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media, you're actually paying attention to the taste, the texture, the smells. You're fully present in that moment.
That's such a great example. Or picture yourself, stuck in traffic.
Right.
Instead of letting road rage take over, you take a few deep breaths and notice the sensations in your body. You're not fighting the traffic, you're simply observing it.
Exactly. It's about finding those opportunities to shift out of autopilot and into a more mindful state of being.
And you know what else is awesome? Mindfulness is for everyone. The article talks about how it can benefit people of all ages, from children and teens to the elderly.
Right.
And it can be used in all sorts of settings, like workplaces and schools.
It's truly a universal practice. But I know starting anything new can feel daunting.
Mm-hmm.
The article does a good job of addressing some of the challenges people face when they're trying to, establish a mindfulness practice.
Okay.
We'll dive into those after a short break.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. One of the biggest hurdles is that people have all these misconceptions about mindfulness.
Oh, really?
Like they think it's about emptying your mind completely, which is just not realistic.
Yeah, like turning your thoughts off like a light switch.
Right.
I could see how that would be a little intimidating.
It's not about suppressing thoughts. It's more about noticing them without judgment, letting them come and go like clouds in the sky.
Okay.
Mindfulness is about creating a space to simply observe your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them.
So it's more about becoming an observer of your thoughts rather than a reactor to them.
Exactly. And then, of course, there are distractions.
Yeah.
We live in a world that's designed to constantly grab our attention.
Right.
It's no wonder our minds wander.
Oh, tell me about it. Sometimes I feel like my phone is like surgically attached to my hand.
Right.
But how do you actually stay focused during mindfulness practice if distractions are kind of inevitable?
Well, the key is to simply notice when you've been distracted and gently guide your attention back to your breath or whatever you're focusing on.
Okay.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
Right.
It's like training a puppy.
Yeah.
It takes patience and repetition.
That makes me feel better because honestly, I thought I was like doing something wrong every time my mind wandered.
It's a normal part of the process.
Yeah.
And another challenge people face is consistency.
Okay.
Life gets busy, and it's easy to let your mindfulness practice slide.
Mm-hmm.
But even a few minutes each day can make a difference.
This is where I struggle. I know mindfulness is good for me, but like actually making it a habit is tough. Do you have any tips for someone like me?
Well, I think building any new habit takes effort.
Right.
One thing that can really help is setting a regular time for meditation and creating a dedicated space for your practice. It's about making it a non-negotiable part of your routine.
So like putting it in my calendar and treating it like an important appointment with myself.
Exactly. Even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes each morning, having that dedicated time and space can make a big difference in establishing a consistent practice.
That's really helpful. I'm starting to see how mindfulness isn't just this like abstract concept. It's something you can actually weave into your daily life. And this article is great because it gives so many practical techniques to try.
The key is to find what works best for you.
Right.
Maybe it's focused breathing during your commute or mindful eating during your lunch break. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to mindfulness.
I think what I'm realizing is that mindfulness isn't about being perfect.
Hmm.
It's more about showing up consistently and making a conscious effort to be more present.
That's a great insight. And remember, there are so many resources available to support you on your mindfulness journey.
Right.
The article mentions some great books, apps, and courses that you can explore.
It's amazing how much information and support is out there. So we've covered a lot of ground. We've learned what mindfulness is, the science behind it, the incredible benefits, and even how to overcome some common challenges. But this article also goes into some more advanced mindfulness practices like MBSR and MBCT.
Yeah, those acronyms can sound a little intimidating,
Right.
but they're actually really interesting approaches to mindfulness. So MBSR stands for Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction.
Okay.
It was developed by John Kabat-Zinn, and it combines mindfulness with yoga and other techniques to help people manage stress and chronic pain.
So it's like a more structured program for people who are dealing with specific challenges.
Exactly. And then there's MBCT, which stands for Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy.
Okay.
This approach combines mindfulness with cognitive therapy techniques to help people prevent relapse of depression and anxiety.
Wow.
It's really fascinating how mindfulness is being integrated with other therapies to create these powerful tools for mental health.
It sounds like there's a whole world of mindfulness to explore beyond just the basic techniques.
There is.
Uh,
And the great thing is there's always something new to learn and discover with mindfulness.
right.
It's a lifelong journey of growth and self-discovery.
That's beautiful. But before we get too deep into the advanced stuff, let's bring it back to our listener and their initial curiosity about mindfulness.
Okay.
We've covered a lot, techniques, benefits, and even some of the hurdles. But what does it all actually mean for them?
It means they have a powerful toolkit at their disposal to create a more peaceful and fulfilling life.
Right.
Mindfulness isn't just a trendy concept. It's a practice that's grounded in ancient wisdom and backed by modern science.
It's about cultivating a deeper awareness of ourselves and the world around us. And it's something that can truly benefit anyone.
Absolutely.
But, knowing all this is one thing.
Right.
The real magic happens when we start putting it into practice.
Absolutely. So let's shift gears and talk about how to actually bring mindfulness into our daily lives.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to understand the concept, but it's another to put it into action.
So we've explored the what and the why of mindfulness now. Let's get down to the how.
Right.
How can our listener actually weave this into their life starting today?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
It's one thing to grasp the concept, but putting it into practice is a whole other challenge.
Totally.
Uh.
So thinking back to all the techniques we discussed, which one really resonated with you? Like the one you're like, okay, I could actually see myself trying this.
For me, it's the simplicity of focused breathing.
Okay.
It's like a secret weapon you can use anytime, anywhere.
Right.
Feeling that midday slump,
Mm-hmm.
take a few deep breaths, really feel that air coming in and out.
Yeah.
It's like hitting the reset button on your nervous system.
I love that. And it's so accessible. You don't need any special equipment or, a yoga mat or anything.
Exactly.
What about you? What technique kind of piqued your interest?
I'm really intrigued by mindful eating.
Okay.
It's so easy to just, shovel food in while scrolling through our phones.
Oh, yeah.
But when we slow down and savor each bite, it becomes a completely different experience.
Totally. It's like
Yeah.
suddenly you're actually tasting your food, not just eating it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You start to notice the subtle flavors and textures you appreciate, the colors on your plate. It can even make a simple meal feel more satisfying.
And that's what I love about mindfulness. It's about finding those moments of peace and appreciation in the everyday. So for our listener out there, the key is to start small. Pick one technique that feels doable and commit to trying it, even for just 5 minutes a day.
Absolutely. It's not about becoming a meditation master overnight.
Right.
It's about taking those small steps and building a consistent practice over time.
Now, this article also offered a ton of great resources.
Yeah.
Books, apps, even online courses. It can feel kind of overwhelming to know where to start, so maybe we can highlight a few that really stood out to us.
The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh is a classic for a reason. It's a beautiful and accessible introduction to mindfulness.
And if you're more of an app person, Headspace and 10% Happier are both great options for guided meditations.
Definitely.
And if you're really wanting to dive deep, Coursera's The Science of Well-Being course is fantastic.
Oh, I've heard great things about that one.
It's taught by a Yale professor and really explores the research behind happiness and well-being.
So many great options out there.
But, beyond specific techniques and resources, I think the most important takeaway from this deep dive is that mindfulness really has the power to transform your life.
It's not just some fluffy, feel-good concept.
Right.
It's backed by science. And it's something that anyone can benefit from, no matter your age, background, or lifestyle.
It's about reclaiming your attention, finding peace in the present moment, and ultimately living a more fulfilling and meaningful life.
Beautifully said.
And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. What is one area of your life that could use a little more mindfulness?
Hmm.
Is it your work, your relationships, your health?
Yeah.
I think identifying that area can help you tailor your practice and see the benefits more quickly.
Such a great point.
Mhm.
Mindfulness isn't a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
It's a journey of self-discovery and growth.
And remember, we're here to support you along the way. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of mindfulness meditation.
Absolutely.
We hope you found it informative, inspiring, and maybe even a little bit life-changing. Until next time, be well and be present.